Hi, everybody. Oh my goodness. I don't know what exactly happened. Okay. All right. So now I am live on both Facebook and Instagram. So those of you that tuned in before, I'm just going to reintroduce myself. You know me as Drew Mulvey. I'm a certified dietitian nutritionist, board certified nutrition specialist, and certified integrative sports nutritionist, which technically I'm an integrative health practitioner. I specialize in sports nutrition for athletes and obviously athletes and non-athletes for disordered eating and autoimmune conditions. I really help them to repair their relationship with food and to really empower them to make the right fueling choices that are unique and catered to their own body. And I really help them to reach their athletic potential and get their quality of life back because you know that when you're in disordered eating and have any sort of autoimmune conditions, you can feel really hopeless at times. So that hope is restored. I really do a lot of heart work as well. And you really find a plan that is conducive to your goals and your unique needs. And that sounds like you obviously, if I've been able to do it and I've seen my clients be able to do it, then you can do it too. And here are going to be some of the tools that you can use to be able to get out of that yourself as well. With that in mind, I have a new program that I have put together. So for those of you that don't know my story, I was 20 years old and diagnosed with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome and also another autoimmune condition. I also suffered from bulimia when I was 19. I was a Division I diver, and that pretty much destroyed my athletic career. Throughout all of my 20s, I just had a significant amount of health problems and still had those disordered eating patterns, which was also very much emotionally and mentally linked as well, which had impacted my health significantly. I can say now in my 30s that I am much healthier in my 30s than I ever was in my 20s, and I have a lot of that vitality back. And I remember that there were days that I didn't think that I could even get out of bed. There were days that I couldn't think that I could even make it to practice, and I was questioning if I was even going to be able to live a normal life. Now, with that in mind, yes, what happened is back in January, I did start to feel these things again. But interestingly enough, I'm going off on a tangent here, but COVID has very much been linked to autoimmune conditions starting to resurface again. But with that, I do want to say when that did resurface, I was able to utilize the tools that I've learned from my master's program, from my internships, from all the research that I've been able to do, and also all the tools and under my tool belt with lab testing and supplements to be able to get myself out of that. So going from that, where I was lethargic, I was questioning if I was going to be able to make it into work, let alone make it into and a particular workout or training. I did have to step back and down from training for a little bit. It was a little frightening, but that was January, and now I'm able to train for an Ironman 70.3. In fact, today I was able to get up at 4:15 this morning, and I got to the gym at 5 a.m. and I got in about 7.5 miles. I want to say on the treadmill this morning. So my body is really healing and really functioning much better than it was, obviously. Oh, that was 8 months ago now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, January was 8 months ago. So because I had these tools in my tool belt, I kind of utilized them to help me to get out of that. And then now I'm actually able to chase my athletic goals. And also from that, it hasn't just been now. This summer, I have been seeing amazing results. I've been getting faster on the bike. I am faster on the swims than pretty much I've ever, well, I should say ever since I've been in high school. And I dropped almost 4 minutes for my last sprint triathlon and definitely dropped time in my Olympic triathlon, which this one was much hillier than the first one that I did. So if you take that into account, there was a lot of improvement. So what are the things that I did for during this time to really help to get my athletic potential back, let alone get my quality of life back? Well, with some of those tools, the supplements that I was incorporating, some of the lab tests that I was incorporating. I know I've talked about hormone tests and organic acids tests. So organic acids test, it is basically gives you a metabolic profile, like a cellular metabolic profile of what's going on in your body. It shows like what's going on with your gut, if you're clearing not if you are or you aren't clearing things out of your body properly. If you're deficient in, I shouldn't say deficient, but if there's any sort of a depletion in nutrients before it becomes a deficiency, because usually on blood tests, it picks up the deficiency when it was far gone at that point, instead of catching it as a depletion. So other things, also utilizing different protocols based on what my particular symptoms were. I had suffered from adrenal dysfunction, and then fibromyalgia had started to come up as the one of the ANA markers. So oh my God, my gosh, the ANA markers. So an ANA marker, there's there's a few of them. And if any of them start to elevate, that's usually an indicator for some sort of autoimmune condition or autoimmune activity. And one of mine was actually starting to rise, as well as my C-reactive protein levels and my hormones were just tanked. So all of that was bringing back joint pain. I was very lethargic. I was not getting over my workouts properly. My cortisol levels actually were low. So that indicated I went from adrenal fatigue to adrenal dysfunction. So I really needed to take a step back, and I couldn't get my heart rate above a certain rate. But with that, I had to utilize these tools. So incorporating certain foods that were going to help me and taking away other foods that weren't going to help me, making sure that I was resting, making sure that I was taking things off of my plate that I needed to. But a lot of those things with nutrition and a lot of those things with that alternative care, I have in my new program. I am so excited about this. So some of you know that I have had a 6-week course, and there was a bonus module for injury recovery. Well, that is what I'm going to share with all of you today, is that the course has now been turned into a self-paced program. Oh, I'm so excited about this. All right, so here's the gist of it, that we have a 30 to 45-minute consult based on your goals, your symptoms, and then I'm going to lay everything out for you. You have different modules. I have a bunch of different educational material, extra videos. There's free ebooks that you're going to get as well. And then I'm going to continue to put content into this particular program and into this particular, I don't want to say module, but I guess course and folders. So you're always getting new things, and that could be new research studies, or that could be new ebooks, or that could just be new information and additional resources, new videos to go into different categories. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to meet, and then based on your symptoms and what your goals are, I'm going to lay out a list for you of what modules and what particular videos and also blog posts that you can refer to help your specific condition, whether it be improving your athletic performance and getting to your athletic potential, whether it be incorporating certain foods or taking them out. I'm going to teach you a little bit more about, I call it a cell ignite. So giving your cells a little bit more energy so that compounds are able to clear out of your body much more effectively. And it helps with recovery and decreasing inflammation. Some of the other things that I cover too is finding a perfect balance as what works best for you, that you don't have to necessarily be 100%. I'm going to teach you how to figure out what where your energy needs are. And there's going to be a baseline of what your macronutrient needs are. So proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. That's all going to be in the module. So that's what I'm going to actually share with you right now. All right, so I'm going to share the screen. Okay, so for you that are on, let's see. Okay, here we go. On Instagram, I'm going to flip this. Okay. All right, so I'm flipping it now. All right, here we go. So for those of you that sign up for the program, this is what you're going to get. You're going to have a folder shared with you over Google Documents. Now, this used to be my actual course. And this is the self-paced program. So you're going to see week 1, week 2, week 3. So each of these modules have their different modules. So week 1, that's really going to kind of go over what your energy needs are and your macronutrients. It's going to give you a little bit more information on what they do. You're going to have a couple of modules in there, some about hormones. So especially those ladies, you want to learn a little bit more about your hormones. I constantly talk about training around your hormones and then nutrition around your hormones to be able to complement that too. So I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on what those hormones do. So this is very educational, and it's really going to lay a foundation that you're not just getting, you're actually learning the information and you're creating your own foundation and you have something to reference back to. Week 5 and week 6. So week 6 is going to go into a little bit more detail. As you can see, week 6 goes into a little bit more detail. So this is how they're going to be set up. You're going to get the PowerPoint for it, and you're also going to get the video that has been recorded for that particular module. So with that, what I'm going to do, all right, I'm going to go back to this. Okay, now you also are going to get some free ebooks. I've been on a bunch of different protocols and I've had a bunch of different food sensitivities. So a lot of my cooking and baking is actually allergen friendly. So we're going to get some holiday cookie bean dips and the fall recipe guide, that's more of like for alternative pumpkin and apple recipes. So gluten-free, dairy-free, most of them are egg-free, soy-free, but everything is so, so delicious and very nutrient dense too. So you're going to be able to enjoy some of those. All right. And then from here, what I have also given you, you're going to have additional resources. Now, this I'm going to be adding to for everybody. As you can see here, it's coming up. Hold on. Sorry, it's taking a little while. Okay. As you can see here, I have a lot of different videos on YouTube, but it can be a little hard to navigate. So here's videos for special topics. So when we actually do meet for our 30 to 45-minute consult, I'm going to write out a list of certain videos for you to check out based on what your condition is. So if you're autoimmune, then you'd be checking out, I'm still working on this. Oh, so the autoimmune recovery and adrenal dysfunction recovery. If you're looking more for training nutrition, I'm still working on this. There's going to be training nutrition videos, and I'll list everything out for you with that. So you're going to get a lot of different resources from me. Let's see here. I think we have a lot. I think I covered everything. Plus you get this bonus module too, which is fantastic because injuries are obviously very common in athletes and injuries are very common in the general population, let alone if anybody has a lot of inflammation in their body, I don't want to say they tend to get injured more easily, but this is a really good one because it's going to help you to kind of understand. I hear this a lot when people get injured. Oh my gosh, I have to go on this crazy diet, or please, I don't like that D word. And then or they're just saying, oh, well, I just give up. And they're having, like, don't get me wrong, beer and pizza can have its place, but I'm just going to have a beer and pizza and all these inflammatory foods. And that's actually going to hinder your recovery. So this is going to give you a little bit more of an explanation of what foods that you can incorporate, why it's important to eat, well, I shouldn't say why, well, yes, why it's important to be in a little bit more of a caloric surplus, just so your body can heal during that time, not a super surplus, but a caloric surplus. And just it'll help you to understand more of how you can heal quicker and heal faster so that you can get to your goals much quicker and you can get back on the field, or you can get back to normal life a heck of a lot quicker as well. Okay. All right, so with that, I am going to stop share. Okay, I'm gonna, all right. All right, so with all that, so the modules that we're going to cover hormones, there's going to be a ton of the extra resources. I was almost thinking about doing another module on training around your cycle with hormones and what estrogen and progesterone do, but I will be giving you those educational documents. I'll be giving you the links to the blog posts as well as for the videos as well. So you're really going to, and if you are a male, then this is definitely for you too. As you can see, this is really going to be educational. It's going to be teaching you about how to utilize protein, fats, carbohydrates, how to figure out your energy needs, what your hormones do, how to find a unique balance, and also what foods are going to be conducive to what your goals are to be able to heal, as well as certain nutrients. And there can be testing as well That's going to be an outside cost, but there can be testing that we can go over. I really love food sensitivity testing. That's really helped me a lot. And it's integrating all of these different protocols. I also have one module that it talks about different diets. I don't like the D word, but nutritional protocols. And then it gives the kind of the outline of all of those. Plus, there's going to be several different resources on if, say, you come to me and you have an autoimmune condition, then I will lay out what your energy needs are, your metabolic needs. I guess that would be the metabolic needs for the macronutrients, as well as listing the modules that will be helpful for you. Particularly, I talk about a cell ignite. So basically using the power of whole foods to be able to help your body produce more energy and clear out harmful compounds. Because when you are inflamed, your body needs to clear those up too, and it needs to go through the liver to clear those up. So you're just kind of helping it. So incorporating different foods for that, and then incorporating different foods, taking away certain foods based on what your symptoms are. So I really put together a great plan for you. And we get to meet. You get free ebooks, and you have some nutrient dense versions of very emotionally satisfying dishes. You will get access to my vault of recipe tutorials, which most of them are allergen friendly, again, gluten-free, dairy-free. I have been the whole kit and caboodle. Right now, obviously, I'm on a very modified paleo autoimmune protocol, but really I should say it's modified and it's catered to what is best for me. It's not necessarily a protocol. That's what I try to take is little bits and pieces of different protocols and then formulate that for the best plan for the person as well. So that all together, it's $597, all of it. So you're getting the courses, the course load. I'm going to be constantly putting new information and constantly putting new documents, and we're going to be meeting. You're going to have the vault of recipe tutorials. You'll get 10% off of my dispensary as well. And you're going to carry this as foundational knowledge and foundational wisdom so that you're going to be able to have some tools under your tool belt, just like I had to be able to get to your healing too. So if that sounds like something that you want to hop on and you've been suffering from some of the symptoms that I was suffering from, so such as joint pain and lethargy and lack of energy and lack of stamina, and I wasn't sleeping well and having multiple food sensitivities and really questioning if I was even going to reach my athletic goals, particularly in Ironman 70.3, or if you're wondering how can I make my body better so that I'm producing more energy, so I'm getting faster, so that I'm progressing, so that I know how to fuel my body effectively and what foods it actually needs, then this is a great program for you. But I would also love to sit down and speak with you and kind of discuss a little bit more about where I'm coming from and my passion behind this and how this can be perfect for you, because it really will be. It's really going to teach you a lot. All right. Well, with that in mind, again, it's $597. Please DM me or sign up for an icebreaker call. If this has really resonated with you and you're really interested in this, I'd love to get you in and talk to you and get you reaching your goals and help you to feel better and getting your quality of life back. Because I got my quality of life back, and I'm going to help you to bring your quality of life back and get you performing your best as well. So that icebreaker call for those that are on Facebook, the icebreaker call is going to be in the comments. For those of you that are on Instagram, the icebreaker call link is going to be in my bio. So I'm Drew Mulvey. I'm a certified dietitian nutritionist, board certified nutrition specialist, and certified integrative sports nutritionist, technically an integrative health practitioner. I specialize in sports nutrition, obviously working with athletes, but I also work with athletes and non-athletes with disordered eating and autoimmune conditions to really help to repair their relationship with food, to empower them to make the right fueling choices, and really to reach not only their athletic potential, but to get their quality of life back. Because when you're in those certain states, you don't really have a great quality of life. If I was able to do it, I know that I can do it for you. And I've seen clients get out of this rut as well. So please sign up for your icebreaker call today. You are so worth it to invest in. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And thank you so much for coming in and agreed 100%. All right. Have a wonderful Friday, everybody. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to DM me on this new program. All right. Bye.